Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ English. My name is Pravin Mishra and today we are going to discuss about another achievement of the wonderful state of Assam. As you can see, we have got two images on our screens. One is the Chief Minister, popularly termed as Mamaji Hemanta Biswa Sharma, and another side we have got the forests. So obviously, in his speech in a recent public rally, Hemanta Biswa Sharma, the Chief Minister, officially claimed that his government since 2021 has reclaimed 193 square kilometer of the forest that were encroached by some illegal migrants. So, how much fact this is? To be very honest, this news absolutely crosses all the validity of the fact checks, right? So, 193 square kilometer. You know how much this big area is? Simply speaking, 10 times the city of Gangtok city. Okay, 10 times. 10x the area of Gangtok city is what, as of now, the Assam government has claimed that they have got this back from the illegal encroachers. So, in a speech, if we talk about, so he mentioned three wonderful terms mentioning the beautiful customs, traditions, and the tribes of Assam. Roti, beti, that we have always heard about. But this time is something new. As you can see, that is jati, mati, and bheti. So he was mentioning towards jati, that is identity, mati, that is soil, that is mitti, and bheti, that is the homeland, the motherland. So he was mentioning the tribes of Assam as the true custodians of Assam's jati, mati, and bheti. And this is where the wonderful thing has been come forward. So before we proceed with the rest of the news discussion and the elements of the news basically, before we need to go ahead with some MCQs important from the perspective of our prelims examination as it is nearing. So obviously we need to have more focus on it. So let's have the first MCQ, and guys remember I am having 4 MCQs with me today. So here we have got first 2 related to the topic. Okay, we shall be going ahead with the detailed discussion so that it will provide you the clear picture of the topic, basically what it is. But at the end of the discussion, I will be also providing you 2 more MCQs. Okay, for which I am not going to provide the answer. You will be providing me the answers. But initially, these 2 MCQs, what we have with us, I will be providing you with the answers. Okay, so let's go. Question number 1. Under the Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers, that is simply the Forest Rights Act of 2006, the Gram Sabha has which of the following powers? So we have got 3 statements. Statement 1. It initiates the process of determining forest rights. Statement 2. It is the final authority to approve claims and grant titles. And statement 3. So it can regulate access to community forest resources. And finally, statement 4. It can evict encroachers directly without approval from the higher authorities. Okay. So as per the objectives and the provisions of the Forest Rights Act, statement 1 is absolutely correct. It can initiate the process of determining the forest rights to the tribes. Statement 2 is also absolutely correct. It is the final authority to claim the grants and the land titles. Statement 3 is also absolutely correct. Okay, it can regulate access to the community forest resources. But statement 4 is not correct, as it is not having the final authority to go ahead with the proper eviction. For that sake, we have got section 4, clause 5 of the Forest Rights Act that says any kind of eviction can be only done with the approval of the government as well as the other related authorities, right? So statement 1, 2 and 3 is absolutely correct. So our answer is B, that is 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now moving ahead with the next related MCQ. Article 370 capital B. Okay, so we shall be discussing this article into our news article as well. So with reference to Article 371 capital B, consider the following statements. Statement 1. It provides for a separate committee in Assam Assembly representing the scheduled tribes. Statement 2. This committee has legislative powers equal to those of the governor. And statement 3. It was inserted through the 22nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1969. Well, statement 3 is absolutely correct. Right? Statement 2, no, it's not correct because the committee does not possess any powers related to the powers of governors. And statement 1 is also absolutely correct. It can provide a separate committee within the Assam Legislative Assembly having actually 6 members, all those coming from the Scheduled Tribes community itself. So what is the correct answer? Statement 1 and 3, it is correct. So once again, B will be our correct statement. right? Okay, so first thing I would like to add here, it is a big moment of joy, triumph, and happiness for the tribes, for the people of Assam, right? And so, once again, from the whole team of Study IQ as English, I would like to represent my grand gratitude as well as salute to you people that you have done an exceptional work, and the government has also done some exceptional task in providing those 193 square kilometers of areas. And so, what the event was all about. Chief Minister handed over land titles to exactly 4,673 families. Those who were coming from some wonderful tribes, some wonderful communities like Bodo, Rabha, Garo, and Karbi. Those who are living in multiple areas of the state of Assam, starting from Bondapara, Lakhra, Kusi, Loharghat, and so on. And so they were given these land titles once again under the FRA, that is the Forest Rights Act of the year 2006. So as you can see, how many families got their land titles? Basically, their land. 4,673, a humongous numbers. And this is where the appreciation to the executive wing should come forward, right? That this is an exceptionally remarkable, wonderful task. I must admit that without any biasness, without any partisanship towards any government, any party, any individual person, and so on, right? And let's go ahead with the key facts. So once again, 193 square kilometer of encroached forest reclaimed since 2021, and this includes large-scale evictions from forest reserves, specifically in the areas of Tarang, Nagaon, Sonitpur, Lakhimpur, and so on. And the best part here, as you can see, the government claims to be targeting illegal settlers, primarily coming from the other side of the border, that is Bangladesh. And so, further, the state government has also digitized the forest boundaries using the GIS mapping system to prevent any kind of future encroachments. This is the best thing, okay, the best use of technology. You have digitized all the land records so that no further future encroachments could take place and no further families could be affected because of this, right? So let's see the aspects, the constitutional as well as legal aspects with regard to this news. Article 48 capital A, inserted through once again 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, that provides the duties to the state to go ahead with the protection and safeguard of the forests. And so Article 51 capital A subclause G, that is part 4 capital A, inserted through the very same amendment, okay, that provides the fundamental duties to each and every individual citizen, once again to protect the nature, environment, and so on. And apart from that, we have got once again the Forest Rights Act. And so this was the question with regard to the Indian Forest Act of 1927, that was not granting the tribal lands to the actual tribal people, those who own and possess that land. So it was type of a draconian law which was overturned through the Forest Rights Act of 2006. And finally, yes, we have got Article 371 capital B as well as 6th schedule. So 6th schedule, that is basically we have got Article 244 clause 2 and Article 275 clause 1, that says, okay, that the states like Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram will be having their own separate tribal areas, and those tribal areas will be having their own autonomous district councils with 30 members, 26 elected and 4 coming through the nomination by the governor. And they will be taking care of the local legislation as well as petty cases, including the execution of the policies as well. So providing some autonomous region for the sake of growth and development and extra level of care and nurture towards the tribes, specifically in these 4 states, right? And then comes in Article 371 capital B, as we had already discussed it through the MCQ, inserted in the year 1969 through the 22nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Specifically provides that there should be 6 members coming specifically from the Assam Legislative Assembly to represent the tribes and going ahead with the proper policy formulation as per the need of the hour, right? So these are the policies or basically the constitutional safeguards related to this one particular news, that is providing 4,673 families with the land titles and yes, making 193 square kilometer of land free from encroaches. And now this brings us to the very next discussion, that is the Forest Rights Act of the year 2006. So what it is? First of all, the reason why it was enacted. So as you see, we have discarded these one, Indian Forest Act of 1927. Okay, so Forest Rights Act of 2002. Okay, why it was enacted? So the primary reason here, as you can see, to correct the historical injustice faced by our forest dweller tribes as well as the other traditional tribes as well, those who are dwelling within the forest. And so for decades, the colonial forests laws, like once again, Indian Forest Act of 1927, criminalized the traditional forest use and alienated the tribal communities. And so comes in the Forest Rights Act that recognizes the community-based ownership and individual land rights over the forest resources. So remember, it is community-based as well as individual-based. Okay. So initially what happened during the British era, they created this legislation, this draconian legislation that is known as what? The Indian Forest Act of 1927. And through this, they criminalized the tribes if in case they are using their own land. Means irrationality at its best. So that was a grave injustice. And it took us quite even a huge time to undo this injustice and provide those tribes with the justice. And so it was only the year 2006 when we enacted this Forest Rights Act of 2006, basically. Right? So now providing the communities as well as the individual their absolute rights over their jati, mati, and bheti. So as you can see the objectives. Recognize and vest forest rights in the scheduled tribes as well as OTFTDs, that is the other traditional forest dwellers. Then strengthen the conservation by empowering the local communities and also promote any kind of social justice and participatory governance when it comes to forest administration. And yes, the most important part, ensure the livelihood security of the tribes living within. Okay, so this is the only objective of what we are dealing with once again, Forest Rights Act 2006. Okay, and now let's understand each and every important element of this Forest Rights Act. So first of all, it talks about IFR, that is individual forest rights. Basically, right to hold and live on the forest land as an individual or a family up to 4 hectares. Okay, literally what? Up to 4 hectares. Then apart from individual, it also talks about the CFR, that is community forest rights. And what is this? Collective rights over the forest products like water, grazing lands, and even the traditional routes within the areas. Then community forest resource management, CFR management. What is that? Right to protect, regenerate, and even conserve forest for their own sustainable use. It's their area, you must not encroach. And then comes in the conversion rights. These communities, these tribes within, they can convert the forest villages into the revenue villages as well. As in, they can even impose any kind of taxes or any kind of commercial activity within, but within their permission. Then comes in the minor forest produce. And what is this? The right to collect, use, and sell the minor forest produce like the bamboos or even honey, including the tendu leaves. Tendu leaves through which we create India's traditional cigarettes, that is BDs. No, I'm not promoting them. Okay, it's just a tobacco product, so you must never promote them. But yes, these tendu leaves through which the BDs are made, they are one of the biggest sources of livelihood to the communities residing within this area, okay, of Assam specifically. Going ahead with the Indian ebony tree that provides these tendu leaves, okay. And then comes in finally the development rights. It provides access to basic amenities like schools, roads, and even health facilities in the forest areas. Right, everyone? So the objective is clear and the features are clear as well. The only thing, simply in one line, to undo the injustice that our forest dwellers faced since decades or let's say centuries. Right? So the Forest Rights Act came into being as the guardian, as the first line of defense for our beautiful, wonderful tribes, not just in the state of Assam, but anywhere, any locality throughout the territory of India. Okay, guys, and now this brings us to the discussion of the final 2 MCQs for the day, and I'm not going to provide you the answers. You will yourself provide me the answers. Okay, so question number 1. Guys, please, citation is important. This is question number 1. Okay, when you answer, please mention this is question number 1, question number 2. Okay, so consider the following statements about the Forest Rights Act of 2006. You can pause the video, okay, and then just go ahead with the answer in a most positive manner. Okay, and then we have got here this question number 2. Okay, once again, guys, citation. Consider the following statements, situations in Assam. So you can just pause the video, look forward for the proper answer, and then let us know into the comment section. Right, everyone? So here we go. If you're a serious UPSC aspirant, targeting the examination year of 2026 and you think it's late, yes, it's quite a late for sure. But don't worry, we have got for you the SIP, that is Success in Prelims program. Okay, so guys, remember the SIP batches sale is live that shall end on 15th of November. So if you want to enroll yourself with the highest possible discount, so remember our sale shall end on 15th of November, and this is our UPSC Learners Day sale. And what is this? SIP Success in Prelims program. If you're looking forward for the proper English medium batch, so here we have got you. Okay, so with 250 plus hours of live lectures and 75 plus tests for your prelims. If you go anywhere in the market, not just to purchase the prelims test series, first of all, no test series is going to provide you 75 tests. Maximum what they can provide you 15, 20, 25, or let's say 30. We are providing you more than double of the test series. Okay, and let's talk about the price. The price here is just 4,999. And you can get the discount, maximum discount, only when you have applied this promo code in bolds and capitals, PRV Live. So guys, keep this promo code copied with you whenever you are availing any subscription on our StudyIQ platform. If you apply this promo code, you will be able to enjoy the maximum discount. And don't worry, if you are an aspirant not targeting for 26, but maybe 27 or 28, we have got you covered there as well. So whether purely in English medium, purely in Hindi medium, in English medium, don't worry. Just remember this promo code PRV Live and enroll today or on or before 15th of November so that you enjoy the maximum discount on your subscription, right? So we have got you covered for 2027 as well as the examination year of 2028. Okay, so guys, remember, sale shall end on 15th of November. And in order to enjoy the maximum discount, remember this code, PRV Live. Okay, everyone. So that's it with this session. Thank you so much for joining. And yes, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button of the channel StudyIQ as English. And in case you wish to connect with me, here is the QR code of my Telegram channel where you can find all the class links, notes, PDFs, quizzes, etc. Okay, so you can just scan and connect with me, or simply you can also just type the channel name, that is Praveen_StudyIQ, on the search bar of Telegram and connect. And further, you can also join me on my Instagram, that is with the username PraveenMishra_2107. But before you leave, guys, hit the subscribe button and never miss an update from the channel. Thank you so much for joining. Bye bye. Good day. Take care. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.